Think you're a polite traveler? Flight attendants might disagree, and not because you were rude on purpose. It's often the small things that drive them up the wall. We're talking about walking barefoot on the plane, blocking the aisle like it's your personal hallway, or zoning out with your headphones while the crew tries to talk to you. Sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, number 7 is something most of us do without a second thought. Today, we're revealing 12 behaviors that flight attendants secretly can't stand but won't call you out for. These are the unspoken rules of flying that can make the difference between being just another passenger or the one the crew actually likes. Stick around, because knowing what not to do might just get you better service on your next flight. Number 1. Walking barefoot on the plane. Taking off your shoes? Fine, but treating the cabin like your living room? Not so much. One of the biggest turnoffs for flight attendants, and honestly for most passengers, is seeing bare feet all over the place. Feet propped on armrests, strolling down the aisle, or worst of all, heading into the bathroom without shoes. Yes, it happens. And yes, it's as nasty as it sounds. Airplane floors aren't exactly sparkling clean, and those bathrooms, let's just say you really don't want to step in anything barefoot. It's not just unhygienic, it's disrespectful. And while the crew won't say anything, they definitely notice. Next time you're tempted to let your toes roam free, remember, this isn't your house. It's a shared space at 30,000 feet. Number 2. Hitting the call button during turbulence. Imagine this. The plane starts shaking, the seatbelt sign lights up, and the flight attendants are buckled in tight. Then ding, someone rings the call button. For a soda. Here's the deal. When the crew is seated during turbulence, it's not break time. It's safety protocol, for their safety and yours. Pressing that button for anything non-essential doesn't just cause delays, it puts people at risk. Unless it's a real emergency, let the turbulence pass. A little patience goes a long way up in the air. And trust me, nothing earns a flight attendant's side eye faster than asking for snacks in the middle of a storm. 3. Ignoring the safety demonstration. You've seen it all before, the oxygen mask, the life vest, the emergency exits, so you pull out your phone or zone out completely. But here's what that says to the crew. I don't care. Flight attendants aren't just there to serve drinks, they're trained for emergencies. When you ignore the safety demo, it's like brushing off a fire drill. And in this classroom, not paying attention doesn't just mean a bad grade, it could cost lives. Even if you've flown 100 times, give it 60 seconds of focus. The crew notices and respects it. 4. Asking for drinks before takeoff. You've found your seat, buckled in, and now you're suddenly parched. Can I get some water? Any chance for a coffee? Here's what most passengers don't realize. The galley, where drinks are prepared, isn't up and running until after takeoff. Before the plane leaves the ground, flight attendants are busy with safety checks, briefings, and getting everything secured. Early drink requests? They're not just inconvenient, they interrupt important prep work. So hold off on the refreshment run. It's not that the crew doesn't want to help, they're just focused on getting everyone safely in the air. 5. Oversized carry-ons you can't lift. Let's be honest, if you can't lift your bag, why should the flight attendant have to? Their job isn't to hoist 30-pound suitcases into the overhead bins. When passengers bring bags they can't manage themselves, it slows down boarding, creates frustration, and yes, even causes injuries. Flight attendants have actually been hurt trying to lift bags that should have been checked. Here's the simple rule. If you can't lift it, don't bring it. Check it instead. It's safer for everyone. Quick check-in. How many of these habits are sounding a little too familiar? Be honest, drop a guilty in the comments. No shame. We've all made travel mistakes. And just a warning, number 7, it's the one most people are guilty of without even realizing it. 6. Bathroom breaks during drink service. Picture this: the aisles jammed with a giant beverage cart, flight attendants are handing out drinks and snacks, and someone decides it's bathroom time. Trying to squeeze past that cart? It's a struggle. It slows down service, disrupts the flow, and frustrates everyone, the crew and the passengers stuck behind you. Here's the fix: plan ahead. If you know you'll need the restroom, aim for before or after the drink round. Because once the cart's rolling, it's basically a moving wall, and no one wants to play aisle Tetris at 35,000 feet. Up next, the most common offense, and yes, you've probably done it too. 7. Leaving trash behind. Empty cups in the seat pocket, snack wrappers shoved between the seats, crumpled napkins on the floor. Sound familiar? Flight attendants regularly walk the aisle to collect trash, and when passengers leave it scattered everywhere, it slows everything down. It adds to the cleanup, creates more work for the crew, and honestly, it just looks lazy. It takes seconds to hand your trash over when they pass by. That small gesture, it goes a long way. And yes, they do remember the passengers who keep their space tidy. Coming up next, a habit that seems harmless, but silently irritates flight attendants every single flight. 8. Fighting over seat assignments. Middle seat mix-up, didn't get that window spot you were hoping for? We get it, it's frustrating. But here's what many passengers forget. Flight attendants don't control seat assignments. They don't manage upgrades, swaps, or overbookings. So when you argue with them about where you're sitting, you're aiming your frustration at the wrong person. It's not just unfair, it makes the whole flight more awkward for everyone. Need help with the seat issue? Talk to the gate agent before boarding. They're the ones with the power to make changes. Once you're in the air, the crew's options are extremely limited. Coming up, the one move passengers make that quietly drives attendants and fellow flyers up the wall.